Coach Ben here, bigbenchas.com. Back on the bench for another Bench Monday. Today we're talking about slangers, and I love slanging, so let's get to it. We're going to go over the different variations of slangers out there, and I'm going to tell you what each is used for. Alright, let's start with your standard blue slanger, Mark Bell Slingshot. This is called the Reactive Slingshot. The blue slanger is probably your most multi-purpose slanger for raw benchers. Now this is probably the only slanger that I would use with a raw bencher, unless you're benching over 450, 500 pounds. This is what most people need right here, is a blue slanger. Just because it's going to give you a boost, but it's not going to give you such a crazy boost that it puts you out of the wheelhouse of strength you're going to be able to do. Too much overload for a raw bencher is not always the best thing. You want it to be just enough that you're handling more weight, but it's not putting you like 80 pounds out of the ballpark, all right? Because that's not going to transfer that well. After the blue slanger, we got the red slanger. Now I'm just going up in tightness here, all right? So we got the blue one is the lightest, loosest slanger out there, great for raw benchers. Then we go over to the red slanger, all right? That's a little bit of a throwback slanger now because now they're making the yellow ones, and I'll get into that. But the original Mark Bell's red slanger, all right? Now, this is good for people maybe benching over 400. It's going to give you a little more overload. Another thing to account for is the size of your slanger. If you're wearing a larger slanger, you're going to get a little less pop. This one's very tight on me, so I get a lot out of this slanger. I can barely get in it right now. But this is good for benching over 400. It can give you a little more pop out of the bottom. Like I said, you don't want too much of an overload. Only time a raw bencher might want a little extra overload, just kind of like some CNS training. Just get yourself used to handling like a real good amount of weight, just so heavy weight for you feels lighter. And that wouldn't be too often. You wouldn't use that too often. The yellow slanger, this is called the full bore. What he did here, he pretty much took a red slanger, Mark Bell, and he gave the angled sleeves. Alright, so when you're getting in this, you have the angled sleeves, your arms are coming right out. Alright, just a little different twist on the red slanger. This is the same tightness as the red slanger, but this is how it's marketed now, as a full bore. So you're still going in the progression order of blue, then yellow, red, the same. And then we come over here, and we got the Mad Dog. Now the Mad Dog is pretty much like two red slangers put together. You can see this is like a double ply slanger. This thing is woven into each other. The Mad Dog is a very aggressive slanger, and I would probably only recommend this for a geared bencher because it's going to give you tremendous overload, tremendous pop off the chest. A raw bencher is not really going to use this slanger. Alright, very rarely, maybe if you're going for a huge, it's just too much of an overload effect, maybe if you're just trying to get that CNS training in. But I definitely wouldn't use this too often as a raw bencher. Stick to your blue slanger. Now you have some other options out there that aren't quite Mark Bell Slingshot product that also work very well. You have, I believe Metal makes one, so if you go to Metal website, they manufacture a lot of powerlifting gear. They make their own, I forgot what it's called. It's just pretty much a rip-off Slingshot product, but it's about the same tightness as a red or a black. And then you have the Titan Rams. Now the Titan Rams, no matter if you get this standard Ram or the Super Ram, I would not recommend that for a raw bencher. These are very aggressive. These are more used for geared benchers. All right, I use this a lot in my training as a geared bencher as well. Doing speed work, different stuff. It's better carry over to the shirt. This isn't really going to carry over well for a raw bencher. This is a very aggressive. This is almost like a black slingshot. A Super Ram is going to be even tighter. That's going to be even more aggressive than a black slingshot. So this is a very aggressive tool here. Alright, so use this if you're an equipped bencher. But this is great, I love it. Arms go right in the sleeves here. Hug your arm. You got a little pull strap, so it's just like when you're in a shirt, having someone pull that shirt tight on you. This thing is great. I use this all the time, especially my warm-up for meet. So there you have it. Those are your different slanging tools out there. Each color progresses for a raw bencher, which most of you I assume are. blue slingshot. That's pretty much all you're gonna need. That's gonna be your big multi-purpose tool, all right? So that's it for today. Went over to Slangers. Looks like I'm having a yard sale here. I'm Coach Ben, bigbenchas.com. Shoot me an email if you would like to learn a little about my online training program, and I'll see you next time.